Hi, guys, and welcome to La Lucha is Real podcast. I'm your host, Angel.
And I'm Edith.
And welcome back. I know I seem a little bit more cheerful than I actually feel.
Definitely.
It's been a heavy week, guys. It's been very, very, very heavy.
Our last episode went out the 20th on MLK Day.
Mm-hmm.
So coincidentally it was Inauguration Day too. But so we had filmed that before, like days before that. So even before the TikTok ban that lasted like 2 hours or whatever, 8 hours.
I know. And I was one of those unfortunate souls that as soon as the ban took effect, I deleted it just to make extra space in my phone. Mm-hmm. So now I don't have access to it at all. Like that and CapCut, like I couldn't download it. Well, I don't know if I can download it now. I haven't checked CapCut, but I have been checking TikTok, and it still says that in my region it is not available.
Oh.
So.
And you see me that I procrastinate on deleting anything. Obviously, I didn't delete it because I was going to delete it eventually, and then it came back up.
But then there's like people who are like, oh, I didn't delete it because I knew it was going to come back. And I was like, I kind of had a feeling too. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I said, bye, goodbye.
Goodbye, shawty.
With CapCut too. Oh, I think with CapCut, I think it was more intentional because, bless you, it was going to renew my subscription. And I said, oh, fuck that. Before they ban it, let me go like cancel my subscription for CapCut.
Yeah.
Because that shit was going to charge me like $80-$90. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, hell no. So could you imagine? I can't even access CapCut. And then it's
I'm sure they could give you a refund, no? Maybe.
I don't know. Well, it's like technically back now, right? So they're gonna be like, what, we're gonna give you a refund for what 12 hours that it was down?
Yes. I'm paying for it to be accessible at all times.
Yeah, even though they're gonna be like, ma'am, it's not even downloaded on your phone anymore.
Leave me alone. Mind your business.
But yeah, I was one of those people.
Yeah, well, I have TikTok, and I've been, like, in TikTok. But I don't know about y'all. It does feel a little bit different.
I have heard a lot of people say that, I guess more... I've heard a lot of people who are, like, very involved with what's going on, tell me that it feels different. Yeah. And very, like... I don't want to say censored, but it's just like
no, it is censored. I'm like, girl.
People, like a lot of people who had certain things like on their like typical like timelines or For You pages.
It's like they reset it.
Yeah, it's like different. It's like they're reset it. But then like, you know, like I've also heard the more passive people like who aren't really involved with what's going on say like, oh really, mine's the same. So I was like, oh, I don't know then.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Because I was literally talking to two people. I feel like one's more passive about what's going on. And another one is very like, what the fuck, you know? Mm-hmm. And the one that's like, what the fuck? Like she said that her timeline, like the shit that she would like look at, she's like, it's not really like that anymore. And then the other person was like, oh no, mine's still like the same.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to my timeline. I used to get a lot of things like world news type thing and things happening in Gaza and stuff like that. And de la nada, like, I don't see none of that. I have to go out of my way to try to search stuff. Mm-hmm. But even then, it does not pop up on my timeline.
I was just going to tell you, too, because, like, the girl that I was talking to about, like, how her stuff, like how timeline changed or whatever, she was looking up like very specific things and then it would be like not found, or it was like she couldn't pull up certain things, and I was like, that's a little sus.
It is a little sus, but
not trying to go into conspiracy theories or anything.
I could go on. I don't know. I feel like I told Angel, I'm like, I feel like we both talked about this. We feel like conspiracy theorist people now.
I just like now I feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist because now I'm just like, I don't know, these like things, like how is it all how is it a coincidence? Yeah. Like the chances of a lot of these things happening is just like at the same time, or like the little things that you're seeing, it's like, what are the odds of this being like a mistake or just being done like accidentally or whatever? Yeah. And like I don't know. I'm a little sus.
I know. Me too. But going on with that, with everything sus happening and stuff like that, as we've seen, and we've all, if you have social media or like don't live under a rock. You know that of course we saw President Trump take his role in the White House and how he's been putting out so many executive orders. Like on day one, it was like, I don't know, I felt like a million. I was like,
Yeah.
y'all, like you need to chill. Like
it's definitely caused social chaos.
oh, definitely, with everything that he's passed and stuff. A lot of fear within our community, which is so sad. I feel like me and Angel, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you, like me and Angel have been, both of us, consumed in everything that's been happening. Like I don't watch normal like content anymore. Like everything that I watch is political, everything. And just I just want to make sure that I'm like well informed, but at the same time, because it's so much information being fed to us, I feel exhausted,
mentally exhausting.
And I feel like, I mean, that could be another conspiracy theory, but, yeah, I do like feel exhausted, and I feel like, oh my God, like a lot of people say like concentrate on one big social thing and then tackle it that way, you know?
Yeah.
But it's hard.
It is very hard because like there's so many things, right? Like there's like not only are we you know, Mexican, we're not only Mexican Latinas, but like we're also women. Yeah. We're also like, it's just there's a lot
Hijas de inmigrantes.
It's just like there's so many different ways that, you know, that we're going to be like affected by what's going on, and even the things that aren't going to be directly affected by has affected me, because I feel empathy for the people that it is going to affect. Like I feel so sad for ways that people are being currently affected, you know, and that's part of being human. And like for the people who don't feel empathy for those who are struggling, it's just like it just kind of makes me feel like what's going on with a lot of people's humanity. Like how do you feel so disconnected that you're just like, oh well, like
it doesn't affect me, so I don't care to even like look at this.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they do it. Like honestly, I have no idea, because I like there are certain things, como tú dijiste, que no nos afectan, like they don't affect us directly, but like how am I not gonna feel for you? Like my neighbors, my friends, like it affects them, like our community, if it affects them, how is it so easy for people to just kind of turn the blind eye?
Yeah. Like I just don't understand how there's so many, and I get it, like there's people who are like, oh, like that stuff makes me sad. I'm like, it's supposed to. It's supposed to cause an emotion in you, because people are being affected. Like people's livelihoods, people's homes, people's like families, like there's people who are really out there struggling. And for you to be like, well, I don't want to look at this stuff because it makes me sad. It almost kind of makes you a part of the problem, because you're just being passive and you're being a bystander to everything that's fucking going on.
Very well said.
And
very well said. You're a part of the issue. You're not a problem. You're not part of like solving the problem, you know? Yeah. You're part of the problem, because you're just letting things happen or not saying anything because it doesn't directly affect you. And what a privilege it is to be able to look at stuff like that, you know? It doesn't affect me, so why even speak on it? Why even try to find resources? Why? It doesn't affect me. Yeah. Life as usual. There.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
It really is. And it's so like heartbreaking, because like historically speaking, a lot of stuff has gone down because there are people that are like, well, it doesn't affect me, so that, you know, like that sucks for everybody else. Like as long as you're okay. It's like, it's kind of like I feel like we've got into a place. I mean, historically speaking, there's a lot of people who are like, well, if it doesn't affect, it's kind of like a survivalist mentality of like, as long as I'm okay and like the people that I really care about are okay, then it's like not an issue.
I feel like,
but that's how things happen. Like,
yeah. Well, keep in mind, the United States is very individualistic as well. So I could see why people like are like, oh no, it doesn't affect me. Not my problem.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't
I know.
I don't get it. I try, but I come back to the same, like, I just don't get it. Yeah. Because I'm like, I feel so much. I felt so much since the inauguration. And and my life honestly has been wrapped up on around this and stuff.
Yeah.
That I just don't know how people can, like, just whoopsie-doo, like, you know, like...
Business as usual.
Business as usual, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how?
I don't understand either. It's been very... And it's, I guess... And the only thing that I can... I guess, kind of understand is, like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, what can I do? Like, how can I contribute? And people don't know how to navigate that. Yeah. Because, trust me, I feel like this whole past week... I've been there where I'm like, dude, what can I do? But I feel like the little that I can do is maybe share resources for other people, even things that maybe like don't directly affect me. I can share it for those, you know, to see it. Yeah. And we have a way of, I feel like, don't forget the power of social media, and like, you never know like who it's going to land in front of and who's going to see it. And it could potentially help them. Yeah.
I completely agree. Big or small, the platform, whatever platform you have, like, don't think like, oh, like, what difference is it going to make if I do reshare or not? Like, it makes a difference with one person that kind of remembers what that post had. Like, what if they need it later on, or they could tell somebody that needs it. It, like, ¿qué cuesta? That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you have to lose? Maybe followers, but that's another story. But no, we're going on with that. Actually, let me jump into this. What are your thoughts on big Latino creators staying very quiet during this time?
I think that's a very good question, because I think even as small creators, right, who may not have as much to lose or gain from being a creator, you know, like, but from what's like speaking out on what's going on, I feel a little stuck too. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like we even just, what is today? Today is Saturday.
Yeah, the 25th.
So it's the 25th. It's been what, like 5-ish days since, you know, the inauguration. I feel like we haven't posted much, like even on our like podcast. Yeah. You know, like if you go to look at our grid, one thing I will say is that we actually stepped back on posting regular content because it just kind of feels
disconnected.
It feels a little insensitive, I want to say, because it's like there's a lot of, you know, like social chaos going on, and I don't think that like a small clip of like Edith and I speaking on something so random is going to contribute to anything. And I feel like we try to be intentional about what we put, you know, with what's going on, you know, like, and I feel like I don't, it's very hard because you're on one side, you're like, okay, we have this platform, right? And a lot of people followed us because of, you know, entertainment purposes. People thought we were funny. You know, people were like, oh, like,
you guys make me laugh.
And stuff like that. Or we talk about like dating and like that kind of stuff, you know, like maybe like more lighthearted topics. And people will follow us for that. But also like knowing that we do have some sort of influence, you're just kind of like, oh my God, like, what can I talk about? Yeah. Like a lot of people are also like holding back because I think in their heads, they're probably like, I'm not, like, who am I to talk on certain topics? Like, who am I to, but also like, I've found it difficult to kind of navigate, like, how are we going to go about this? But I know in my heart that what's going on has caused a lot of emotion, and I want to speak on what's important. And to me, like, what's important is what's been going on lately because of all the people that it's affecting. Yeah. And so it's hard to kind of find that balance. But I feel like for people who are like mega influencers, they have such a powerful platform. Like, especially, I think especially the people who like to use their, for example, their Latino card.
Yeah.
Or women, you know, like you have such a powerful platform. Like, how could you not speak on it? Except, especially when, for example, like maybe your platform, like the people who follow you is Latinos or a lot of women, you know, who are being affected by what's going on. It's like, how could you not
speak on the topic?
No,
I completely agree. I feel like as creators, it's been really hard to navigate. I'll be completely honest. It's been really hard to navigate of how to go along with this when everything else is happening, you know? Angel told you guys we have held back from posting content because we don't want to just post like
insignificant stuff.
Insignificant, like it makes it seem like we're so disconnected from what's really happening, because that's not the message that we want to bring forth either. That's not us. Like, so, and it has affected us like emotionally a lot. So we're kind of right now in a weird place where we're like, okay, what could we post? What could we post that could help somebody? Because at the end of the day, I feel like we owe it to you guys, because we know most of our audience is Latino, you know, and we do share that the Latino part is a big part of our podcast. So if you guys support us because of that, how are we not going to support you? That's my thing. Like, and I feel like that's how we see it. So that's why we're kind of like,
and even like, I want to say like maybe 90% of our audience is women.
Yes, exactly. So how are we going to stay quiet? How are we supposed to go on and just do an eating ass clip when everything else is like the world is in chaos, you know, like our government is in chaos. So it's like, it's been hard, honestly. It's been very hard to kind of like see where we're gonna go with this, you know. But at the end of the day, I know me and Angel, thankfully, you know, we share the same values, we share the same morals, and we're planning together to see what goes beyond this, you know?
Yeah.
What we could do. As for the mega influencers that have a huge platform and had stayed quiet, and they're like, oh, I don't have to speak on it because I'm not a page about politics. I'm not a page. But if you play your Latino card, you're so quick on playing your Latino card when it comes to getting support, getting paid, getting viewers, getting followers, getting
subscribers.
Yeah, they pay your bills. That's the thing about it. They pay your bills. I think the least you owe them is some kind of support back. And I'm not like saying, oh yeah, like go out there and, you know, I don't know, do whatever. But like, even if it's just you simply talking about it, posting resources, like it's something that could be so simple, done from your home, just like you're going along your day posting all this content. Why don't you like post
and there's no way that like you don't know about what's going on, because you absolutely do.
Exactly.
And just how you share, like, okay, like even for like my get ready with me girlies who like to do their skincare, and or, you know, like, let me show you, like, you, first of all, like there's a lot of people who are like recommending products like for your skincare, and you're 100% not a dermatologist. You're not a freaking like esthetician to be recommending these. So like for the people, it's the same logic, right? It's like, I'm not a politician. I'm not like but you have an opinion about it. I know you do.
Yeah.
So
you know that things like that are being done are inherently wrong. So how are you not going to speak about it if they affect who your audience is? Like, how? What? Because you're going to lose followers? At least you stuck by your morals and your values.
Yeah. But I don't know that. I understand. It's like, sometimes it can be like a double-edged sword, right? Because it's like, on one hand, like some people, like this is their livelihood. Like to them, they want to get like paid at the end of the day. And they're like, I still need to take care of my family. So I don't want to lose followers. I don't want to lose subscribers. I don't want my view count to go down and whatever. And it's just kind of like, okay, like, so you're looking out for you. That's on one hand. And on the other hand, it's like, but then again, it's just like, you're able to do all of those things because of who your audience is. They're literally, like you said, paying your bills and feeding your family. It's like, shouldn't you, like, don't you like owe it to them? Don't you owe it to the people? So like some people are just so quick to use like, and this is just an example, like some people are so quick to use their Latino card. And this is because I, you know, like I've have like certain people that I've seen on social media that are so quick to use their Latino card because they're like, oh, like businessman, Latino businessman or Latino businesswoman, this and this and this and that. And like they're catering to all these Latinos, but then have just stayed like cricket silent, like, or not cricket silent because they make noise, but
more than cricket silent.
More than cricket silence.
Yeah.
They've been dead silent, and you go and it's like, and I get it. Some people are not good with their words and they don't know how to verbally like, you know, convey the message that they want to. But even just like, there's people who are just like all together, not even sharing, resharing like resources, you know, or like just a message that maybe, oh, like there's been tons of people where I'm like, oh my God, what they said, like that was very well said. And I've like, like on Threads, like I've reshared a few things because I'm like, dude, that person said it a whole lot better than I could have ever said it. But even just resharing it says a whole lot more than staying quiet, because staying quiet is also very loud.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you're part of the passive people that are the issue. We have too many of those.
Yeah.
We have way too many of those. And to be someone who's passive with such a large platform, that como tú dijiste, that speaks louder than words. And I feel like now people are on TikTok, because I'm still on TikTok.
Yeah. I can only speak for what I've seen on Instagram.
People are mad.
Yeah.
People are going out their ways, because there's a whole bunch of TikToks that saying list of like TikTok big content creators that have not said a word about what's happening. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of them that use that Latino card and have no peep or anything out
Ni un
of them.
pinche pedo, okay?
Yeah, and people are going out of their way to unfollow them, as honestly they should, because I feel like if my views or my follow is putting money into your pockets, which is okay if I support you, but if you don't support the same views, like the views that I have, like the morals, then give me the choice of being able to be like, oh, you know, it's better that I hold back, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to support that person because you know, they might be a Trump supporter, you know, like, mm-hmm. and it doesn't align with me. Mm-hmm. Let me follow. So I've seen a lot of people like having these like unfollow trains where it's like all these creators that have stayed quiet, and obviously that mm-hmm. speaks for itself, and people mm-hmm. are going out of the way to unfollow them.
And people are like, there's some people that are like, I'm so sick of cancel culture or whatever, and like these there's people who are so against these like unfollow trains, but I'm like, people have the right to follow and unfollow whoever the fuck they want. And also, I'm not going to financially like basically support somebody who goes against everything that I stand for. And I don't know that some people just don't get that. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, you can choose, like, for example, like I'm not going to go to someone to do my eyebrows. Shout out to Liz. But I'm not going to go to someone who like, I'm not going to go get my eyebrows done by someone who like hates Mexicans.
Exactly.
Because there's so many people who do eyebrows where I'm from. Why am I going to give my money to someone who hates me?
Yeah, it's like, the same thing. Like, why would you do that? It's like your hard-earned money. You should have the option of where to put it.
Yeah.
You get me? And if that person doesn't align with you, what you do, mijita, there's like thousands of more people that do the same job, and it actually aligns with you.
And some people
like,
even do a better job.
Them? Yeah, why not support them?
Yeah.
You get me? Because, and that's kind of the thing of like how it is with big content creators. Like, I get why people are mad. I get why people are unfollowing. It's like, okay, like you haven't spoke anything about the Latino community, but yet mm-hmm. you're over here always
profiting off of people. Yeah,
profited off of them because of your Latino card. Like, why?
Yeah. Or like the women card, or the like part of being the LGBTQIA plus community. Like, did I say the letters right? I think.
It sounded like
I
you did.
apologize if I did not get the letters.
Yeah.
I should know them by now, but I'm sorry I don't. But my heart still goes out to that community.
Exactly.
Like,
you don't have to be part of that community to have empathy for that community.
yes, exactly. It's what makes us human, connected. Like, I don't understand.
So yeah, call out your Latino creators that haven't said anything. Honestly, call them out.
Yeah. And like a part of it, like literally before this, we started filming this, me and Edith were like, dude, we haven't really posted out there like that. But it's just, we are in those tough waters of like not knowing like what to put out because we don't want to just put out anything, you know? Like,
but like you said, we spoke on it before.
Yeah, we have.
We are 100% very vocal when when the election was happening. Knowing well that we were going to lose followers.
Yeah.
We said we couldn't go, like, we had to speak about it.
100%. So it's not like we've stayed quiet, you know? Like, I feel like
on social media part, we're just kind of like,
yeah, the social media part has been difficult, but like if like for the people who actually listen to our like podcast episodes, like you guys know where we stand. You know where our heart is. And I think the social media part has just been very difficult to like navigate because we don't want to just put like any message out there, you know, like we don't want to just share whatever out there. And we just want to like, because a lot of people are like 100% being overloaded with so much information. And it's just like, we want to make sure that what we put out there is meaningful. Of course, like I'm not trying to make excuses. I think it's just been difficult for us to, I think emotionally right now, this whole week has been very heavy. And it's like our heart just hasn't been in like content creator mode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we're consuming so much content. It makes us very emotionally drained and mentally drained that the last thing you want to do is create something. That's the thing about it.
Yeah,
too.
I know.
Like that's also been a hard part.
Yeah. But that's not to say that we're staying quiet because we're 100% not.
No.
Like we made a whole like episode, like a huge chunk of our episode was just on the election alone.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like we're staying quiet. We're not. And I think, you know, like we're actually trying to like game plan and figure out like how we're going to move forward with like posting stuff on social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because our heart does go out to everybody being affected, you know, like even if it's not directly affecting you, but you're emotionally being affected because you just feel for what's going on. It's like you like see where this country is going and you're just like, oh my God, like I know you're connected if you're feeling something from it.
It's just like, I don't know. Me and Angel have also been trying to educate ourselves a lot.
Yeah, because I don't want to just spew fucking...
Yeah, that's another thing, that we just don't want to talk out of our ass, you know? Like, whatever. We want to make sure that we're educated enough to kind of give you the information and we know it's like 100%, you know? And it just takes time, I guess. It's just been interesting. It's just, but... I lost my train of thought.
It's okay, girl. There's a whole lot going on.
I feel like my brain, honestly, is going like... before I was like 100 miles per hour. No, right now it's going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, there's so many like all this stuff that I know, and I'm like, what do I say? Where do I go? But just I want you guys to know that we are trying our best, like behind the scenes, you know, and
to everybody struggling, I just want to say like, you're not alone. Like whoever is struggling, you are not alone, because we have been struggling emotionally, mentally. I have been a ball of anxiety this whole week that like at one point I wanted, like even just like mid work day, wanted to get up and do jumping jacks or something because I had so much anxiety. Shout out to my coworker who had to listen to me rant because I just couldn't
venting.
I just needed to vent. Like you just need to let it out. And so if you guys need to let it out, like go ahead and submit. Go to our Chisme, like our forum. Go to our Chisme forum, and if you need to just vent and let it out, go for it. I don't care how long it is. I will read through it. Yeah, because I will hear you. I want to hear you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been hard. I feel like I'm in that place where it's like, I feel anxiety, but not that immobilized anxiety. I feel like that anxiety where I want to do a million things.
Yeah, where you want to get up and move and do something.
Like I want to educate myself. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read all these articles. I'm like reading. Like, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, it's my book on hand, and I have like my computer in front of me, and it's like an article that I'm reading because I cross-reference, and then I'm just like TikTok. Oh, I found out something new about like what's happening now, and I'm just like this.
And also we started following, I think, I guess I'll speak for myself. I know I started following more like creators who are like super knowledgeable on certain topics. I've started following more creators that are super knowledgeable and like, you know, obviously have credentials to back that up, who speak on these things, to inform me, because I'm just one person, you know, like also don't feel bad about that. Like, you're just one person. Like, there's so much information out there that like, I don't blame you for not knowing every fucking piece of information. You know, like, I'm, you know, trying to be, you know, give myself grace and be like, Angel, you're just one person. Like, there's no way you're going to know every like little thing about everything.
No, I completely agree. I've been, content creators, but more so like independent reporters that I go based on their like bios and see who they are, what they represent and stuff, that I've been following a lot more because of that. Like, I need like, and it's like that's the thing, that it's like a lot of the reporters that I follow, and then I'm signed up for their newsletter, they're like up to date, they're live, so my inbox is getting like slammed with different emails at all times, with everything that's coming out.
You know what's interesting is a lot of people who put out information like that are literally telling everybody, sign up for my newsletter. Like, it's so weird because it kind of feels like we're going backward in that sense, where a lot of people are like, sign up for my newsletter, because we don't know the course of what social media is going to look like going forward. Like, a lot of people are like, dude, people have felt like there's been a lot of censoring going on. There like has. The algorithm has, you know, kind of like been a little weird, picking like kind of certain information that's going to be pushed out and what's not. And so people are like, dude, sign up for the newsletters. And I'm like...
And I'm part of the newsletter, guys.
I think there's like one person that I was like, God damn, maybe I should like go freaking follow the newsletter.
But it is like, that's the thing. Like, my emails like keeps on popping up when something new comes out, something has changed. And I am like, all this information. I was... Literally, girl, I lost my train of thought again.
It's okay. There's been a lot, but I think the overall message is that we want to give out with this episode is that like, whoever is going through it, you're not alone. No. We want to hear you. So if you're on YouTube, we're gonna have our link down below. Go and like vent if you need to vent, you know, and we're also going through it, and we just want to make sure that we're also not those passive people. I think that's the main message. Is I just want to make sure that all of you, our friends who have followed us, or even if you're new here, we're not gonna be those passive people that are just gonna be a bystander to what is going on and letting things happen. Like, I think maybe we feel like because we're not big enough, we don't have enough influence, we're still going to do our part by sharing resources and putting things like good, meaningful messages out there that support our values.
Completely agree. I feel like right now it's the time to like get educated. If you're hearing this, do your best to like really educate yourself on history. And I know a lot of you are like, Edith, history. I said history. Get to know, like, get really informed, because if we don't learn from our history, it repeats itself, and we're seeing that being repeated. And that's why I'm like, an uneducated country is a country of oppression. So get educated. You know, learn to see the red flags, learn to see what's happening, in order to like be able to make change. That's where it goes. That's where it starts. Yeah, you want to go on a break?
And I mean, I don't know what else we're gonna cover because I wasn't planning on covering anything else.
Man.
And if you don't see anything wrong with what's going on, then I don't think we're the podcast for you.
Yeah, we're definitely not.
And if you're not gonna come back, I'm okay with that. And hopefully you find your own tribe.
Yeah. Yep. No need to tell us anything. Let's just leave. Honestly.
Yeah. And I'm sure finding your tribe is not going to be very hard because they're very loud.
Yeah.
Which is actually loud. Okay. I do have another thing to say. Another thing to say. I was telling Val, I was like, like people who are totally okay with what's going on, and we know what group of people that is, are very loud with telling everybody like where they stand with what they wear. And just like you can just spot them anywhere where you go in public. And I'm just like, I want to be just as loud, but I want to be loud with what I value.
Yeah.
And I was like telling Val, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start buying more, even though I told Val that I wasn't going to buy no more like clothes because
I know you just took out like 500 bags of clothes.
Yeah,
girl.
guys, I just fucking cleaned out my closet and it was so bad. It was like 8 trash bags of stuff that I took out. But I also want to buy more like things like t-shirts or sweaters or whatever to be loud and show like this is what I've at like my Raised by Immigrants t-shirt, like stuff like that, like stuff that's showing like this is what I represent.
Yeah.
Because some people are just very loud with what they stand for. And I'm like, I feel like sometimes we try to like, especially like, I want to say like the Latino community, like sometimes people try to like not stir the pot. Yeah. They try to not cause waves because of fear. And I don't want to be led by fear.
No, especially like, I feel like especially if you, I'll speak for myself, like, I'm a citizen. Mm-hmm. So I feel like since I am a citizen, let me speak up for the ones that have the fear that aren't,
Exactly.
Like, let me be that voice.
Exactly. So that's what I was telling Val. I was like, man, I'm about to start wearing like more like stuff that makes like to make sure that people fucking know, like, like some people might be afraid to like speak up for themselves because of whatever, that's going on. But because I know that like there's like I'm a citizen too. Like I can speak for those who can't. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make sure to let them know like we're fucking here and we're staying here. Like we're making a difference. Yeah. And we're not going anywhere.
Immigrants are the fabric of America. And that's been said again and again. It's not something new. It's a nation built of immigrants, de donde quiera, and we just got to remind ourselves that.
Mm-hmm. I think some people forgot that.
Yeah, though. I think you did. So for that specific listener, I don't know, I'm just kidding, guys. But also going on with that, what you were saying, like being more intentional of what you're wearing to convey a message. Fashion has been a part of that for history, like what you wear. People have rebelled with fashion, so it's not something like out of the ordinary, so if I love that. I love that message you're trying to say, like, wearing more intentional pieces to be like, no.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because I think what I've worn has always just been kind of like more trendy or like, or maybe comfort, but it's like, I think I want to be in a place where I am maybe it's going to cause not myself like to be uncomfortable, but even just the people around me. Yeah. Like I'm not going to be afraid to wear like a Raised by Immigrants or like a proud daughter of an immigrant t-shirt or sweater or something, or even if I don't go to like a white dominated area or whatever, because sometimes that, in order to not cause weird uncomfortableness, like we don't wear that or we don't do those kinds of things.
But yeah, I know, but that's what we gotta get used to, being uncomfortable, because that's where change happens. Yeah, when you yourself or you make people uncomfortable, that's when change happens,
and they're uncomfortable for a reason.
Exactly. So yeah, so I love
I don't know why I just wanted to share that because I think I realized that yesterday because I was like I was actually on a flight yesterday and I was just like seeing like certain people wear certain things and then I'm like, wow, they're so loud with like how obsessed they are with a person, you know? And I'm like, you know, I want to be loud with being able to support my people.
Yeah. I think right now it's definitely a time where we got to be loud.
Yeah.
You can't stay quiet.
No.
You can't stay quiet. So,
because then that puts you in the passive group.
Yeah.
And then I don't think the passive group isn't going to make a difference in history.
No, it's just going to...
But by default, they're really, like, I feel like the passive group of people, the people who are like, I don't want to vote because this or that, or I feel like the people who are like, I don't want to speak on this because of this or that. But it's like, you're kind of feeding into the issue of, I think you're kind of choosing a side by default.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just making your own choice, you know? But, yeah.
I don't even know if I have more to say. There's actually, no. I have a lot to say.
Me too.
I have a lot to say. But again, I told Edith, I'm going to try not to ramble.
That's exactly what I told you too. I was like, I don't want to go into a whole rabbit hole.
Because then we can go into conspiracy theories. We can go into, I don't know. I just don't want to I don't want to ramble on and I start making no sense.
No.
So,
but basically, como dijo Angel, we just want to let you know that we're here for you guys. You guys supported us, so we are here to support you guys too. So, I hope that you find a safe space within our community. And for those who feel really uncomfortable right now hearing this, real uncomfortable, you're not liking this, then, you know, Shadi, hop off, you know?
It's okay.
We're okay losing, like, followers if it means that we're sticking to our values. So,
yeah.
100%.
So with that being said, that like, comment, subscribe, and it feels weird saying that because it's just kind of like,
yeah, let us know, you know, how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Either at the Chisme Pan Metiche, if you just want to vent, if you want to comment down below, like, yeah. For my Latinos, you know, listening, like, comment your flag. Where are you guys from?
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
Yeah, comment your flag.
If you made it this far, comment your flag. Where is your family from? And if you're from the States, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Comment the USA flag.
Yeah.
Or I don't even want to say the USA anymore. I want to say the DSA because we are the divided states of America. Right?
We sure is.
And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know that we are the USA anymore because it's feeling really DSA.
Call it a DSA. I mean, we're changing names of stuff, so might as well just change this one too.
Yeah, let's just change to the divided states of America because it really seems that way.
That's funny. But yeah, guys, so con eso ya dijimos comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, all that stuff. You know, you guys know the outro, but I will always say, que Dios los bendiga.
Besitos.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.